Alright, so moving on to the next episode review of Samurai Jack, and we're finally finding out the whole story of not only how Jack lost his sword, but also how he's going to get it back. So, in here, we discover the whole story of how he lost the sword at the beginning of the episode, where Aku pretty much destroyed the last time portal, and in a fit of rage, Jack killed 3 innocent goats? I know, it was weird. It was interesting. Like that's what drove him over the edge. He killed. Well, then again, these goats seem pretty innocent, so, and they seem sentient, so I guess that was kind of the point. But yeah, this episode's also pretty brutal. Like, if you thought the 3rd episode where Jack's wiping out the the Ashi sisters. Yeah, Ashi's other sisters, when he was wiping them while it was bloody. I would say that this would be second place in terms of the blood. So, we fast forward, and Jack and Ashi are searching in that same pit from the last time portal that Aku destroyed. And it turns out that that when they're searching, Jack makes the assumption that I didn't lose the sword abandoned me because I was deemed unworthy. So yeah, he's pretty much been like unworthy for the past like 6 episodes. So Jack, in order to have the sword deem him worthy again to wield it, he must go on a spiritual quest, while Ashi guards his body. Very Avatar. And it's kind of interesting that this episode feels a lot like a mix of Avatar meets Old Man Logan, in a way, or something to that degree. So while Jack is on the quest to find his sword, Ashi, like I said, stands guard over his body, and what comes over the hill? An entire army of these, you kind of look like orcs. What's interesting, and this is something I made a mental assumption in my head, is that this is how big of a person Jack has become in just myth, and his tales and whatnot. They think that they need an entire army to kill Jack. That's cool. That's really cool. That, you know, Jack has become, and probably, yeah, you probably would need an army to kill him. But the fact that you need an entire army to kill one man is nothing short of, you know, shows how badass you are. When you think you need an entire legion to kill one person. But in their way is Ashi. And I just love the line delivery of it, where Ashi's like, "What are you doing here?" "We're going up the mountain to kill the samurai. What's it to you?" And then Ashi proceeds to slaughter them all. She literally goes X-23 on all of them. I was actually talking to my friend Jason Voorhees 2011, and he said, and this is a good comparison. If if Ashi was there at the Battle of Helm's Deep in the Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, then that war would be pretty much over. And I was like, well, you're not wrong. Because yeah, Ashi just goes completely ham on this entire army by herself, and it looks like that she's hardly taken any damage, maybe a few cuts and bruises, but really, she's just, it looks like she's just exhausted. Like, there's hardly any, I mean, I'm pretty sure all that blood all over her was not hers. Yeah, that was not hers, that was everyone else, and that was an entire army she wiped out. Makes you wonder if all the rest of the other sisters would be there as well. Makes you wonder if all the other sisters were there and they all switched sides. Makes you wonder if this battle would have gone a lot quicker. So, meanwhile, while Ashi is just, you know, butchering these soldiers in the most horrible ways imaginable, Jack is in, I guess you could say, the spirit realm? And he meets a spirit, a guide, who just wants him to make tea. And I love that where he just drinks the tea and he's like, this tea is terrible. And of course, Jack's inner anger and all of that, it just really rears its ugly head. Because, yeah, Jack's pretty much like, I'm done, this is bullshit, I want the sword. And the two sides that Jack has warring at himself, and it finally dawns on Jack that it's never been anyone else's problem. It's been, you know, his own anger, his rage, that have really been holding him back. That's why the sword's gone. That's why Aku got all the portals. It's all because of he lost his damn mind, and, you know, he's allowed this anger and villainy to spread, all because of this anger and self-hatred. I really like that, where it finally comes to a head, where Jack has to, you know, literally fight his one of his greatest enemies himself. And then we get the epic scene of Jack standing before Ra, Odin, and Vishnu. Which I was like, holy shit, those guys. And they just go power cosmic on Jack and make him... I mean, yeah, it's been cool to see, you know, the old man Jack, as I've been calling him, costume, like, the look. I've been liking that look. But it's nice to see classic shaven samurai Jack back. So yeah, I officially, when the gods gave Jack his old attire and the sword back, I literally had this moment of, Jack is officially back. Meanwhile, outside, we have Ashi fighting for her life against her own mother. And that fight is pretty brutal. It is very bloody. It's interesting. I wanted to see what the Ashi's mother looked like under the mask. Also, there was kind of like a Lady Deathstrike feel, because she used her nails to fight, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like X-23 versus Lady Deathstrike in a way. But yeah, this was a pretty epic fight, and Ashi finally triumphs over her mother. You know, the last obstacle she had to fight to fully redeem herself, kills her, throws an arrow through her abdomen, and she falls off a mountain. But who knows, maybe she's still alive, because if Star Wars has taught us anything, just because you fall down an endless cavern doesn't mean you're dead. But then again, I don't know how that counts. Although, getting cut in half then falling down a hole doesn't qualify. Star Wars has proven that just because you've lost a few body parts doesn't mean you ain't dead. So who knows? There's still 3 more episodes, so who knows? Maybe we'll see her again. For right now, I'm pretty sure she's dead. But who knows? But again, who knows? We've still got 3 more episodes, so maybe they'll surprise us. So Jack comes out of his state, and he's got the sword back. He's now fully free of all of his guilt, his anger, and now he is ready to end this. He is going after Aku, and yeah, we're coming to the end, folks. And at one hand, I'm really excited, but the other hand, I'm really like, oh man, oh no, no more Samurai Jack. Yeah, but you know, well, if it's gonna end, it's gonna end with a bang, people. That's all I have to say. So this was a pretty freaking good episode. Action was great. The story with Jack's wrestling with his inner demons was an excellent scene. There was just a lot. You know, again, Samurai Jack has just been consistently awesome. But yeah, you guys in the comments below, tell me what you guys thought. Did you guys like this episode? Did you guys hate this episode? I don't know how you could hate this episode. But yeah, just comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of it. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.